Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are breaking down an absolute barn burner of a game. The New York Jets versus the Baltimore Ravens. Man, what a matchup this is turning out to be. We're live, we're watching, and I've got my notepad full of thoughts, so let's get right into it. First quarter, both teams came out looking a little stiff, kind of feeling each other out. You could tell the defenses were amped up. The Ravens' D-line was getting some serious push, making the Jets' O-line look like a revolving door for a minute there. On the flip side, the Jets' secondary, led by Sauce Gardner, was playing lights out. They were blanketing those Baltimore receivers, making it tough for Lamar Jackson to find anyone open downfield. It was a classic defensive slugfest to start. A few punts back and forth, not a lot of offensive fireworks. You could almost feel the tension building in the stadium. It felt like one of those games where the first team to make a big play would really seize the momentum. Then, we roll into the second quarter, and things started to open up. Lamar Jackson did what Lamar does best. He started using his legs, scrambling out of the pocket, extending plays, and just being an absolute nightmare for the Jets defense. There was this one play where he looked like he was dead to rights, completely sacked, and somehow, he spins out of it, rolls to his right, and throws a laser for a 20-yard gain. You just can't teach that kind of talent. It's pure instinct. That drive eventually stalled, but it felt like Baltimore was starting to find its rhythm. The Jets' offense, meanwhile, was struggling to get anything going. The run game was getting stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Breece Hall couldn't find any lanes to run through. It felt like every time he got the ball, there were 2 or 3 purple jerseys right there to meet him. That's a credit to the Ravens' front seven. They were just playing with so much discipline and power. It forced the Jets to become one-dimensional, and that's a tough spot to be in against a defense this good. They had a couple of decent passes here and there, but nothing sustained. It was a lot of 3-and-outs, which is just brutal for your defense. You can't keep sending them back out on the field with no rest. Coming out of halftime, you had to wonder what adjustments the Jets would make. And boy, did they come out with a different energy. They started the third quarter with a long, methodical drive. It was beautiful to watch. Short passes, quick reads, getting the ball out of the quarterback's hands fast to neutralize that Ravens pass rush. Garrett Wilson started to get heavily involved, making some incredible catches in traffic. He is such a stud. His route running is just so crisp, and he has hands like glue. They marched right down the field, and you could feel the momentum swinging back in their favor. They capped it off with a touchdown, and the Jets' sideline just erupted. The game was officially on, but you can never, ever count out the Baltimore Ravens. They responded like the veteran team they are. No panic, just business as usual. Lamar got back to work. He started hitting his tight end, Mark Andrews, over the middle. Andrews is just a matchup nightmare. He's too big for corners and too fast for linebackers. He was finding the soft spots in the Jets' zone coverage all day. That connection between Lamar and Andrews is just special. They have this telepathic communication, it seems. The Ravens answered right back with a touchdown of their own, quieting the crowd and reminding everyone why they're one of the top teams in the league. It was a gutsy drive that showed a lot of character. So here we are, heading into the fourth quarter, and it is a nail-biter. This is what NFL football is all about. It's a one-score game, and it feels like it's going to come down to who has the ball last. The pressure is immense. Every single play feels like it could be the one that decides the outcome. You can see the fatigue setting in on both sides of the ball. The linemen are leaning on each other a little more. The receivers are a bit slower getting off the line. This is where mental toughness really comes into play. Who wants it more? The Jets' defense has to find a way to get a stop. They need to get Lamar off the field. Maybe they bring an all-out blitz, try to force a turnover. It's risky, because if you don't get home, Lamar can burn you deep. But at this point in the game, you might have to roll the dice. On the other side, the Jets' offense needs to put together one more solid drive. They need to protect the quarterback, establish some semblance of a run game to keep the Ravens' defense honest, and let their playmakers like Wilson and Hall do their thing. It's gut-check time. Looking at the coaching matchup, it's fascinating. 2 brilliant defensive minds in Robert Saleh for the Jets and John Harbaugh for the Ravens. You know the chess match between them has been going on all game long. What's the final move going to be? Who's going to make that critical adjustment that puts their team over the top? I can't wait to see how this thing finishes. It's been an incredible game to watch, full of drama, big plays, and hard-nosed football. This is why we love this sport. 2 great teams leaving it all out on the field. Regardless of who wins, you have to respect the effort from both squads. It's been physical, it's been strategic, and it's been wildly entertaining. Let's see who can make the final play to seal the deal. I'm on the edge of my seat just like all of you. What a game. Thanks for tuning in and watching this with me. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more live breakdowns and analysis. Let's watch this finish.